Hello, hello. Ezedine here from Hitters Fitness. And today we're going to be talking about intensity. All right, so let's get into it. So, intensity is a key aspect of your training that needs to be accounted for. It'll help you regulate the volume of your workouts, the frequency of your workouts, as well as when to take your rest days and when to deload, meaning backing off on the intensity for a while, the intensity and the volume for a while. There are two ways that intensity can be measured, two metrics. One being RPE, which stands for rate of perceived exertion, and the other one is 1 rep max percentages. So first, we'll talk about RPE. Like I said, RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. So it's a scale of 1 to 10 that gauges how difficult a particular set was. So when I train a client, and let's say, for example, they're doing a set of push-ups, I would ask them after they complete a set how hard that set was on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being it was so easy that I felt like I barely did any work, and 10 being I couldn't possibly do one more rep. So since this metric is based on feeling, it's not a very exact metric, but the more experience you get in the gym, the more experience you get working out, you get a better sense of the capabilities of your body and what you're able to do and how hard a set was. So as time goes on, you get better at using RPE as a metric. To figure out your RPE, let's say, for example, you're doing a set of lat pull downs, and as you're doing it, as you get closer to the end of the set, you feel like, oh, I think my absolute max is 12 reps, and you stop at 8. So you just take 8, you divide that by 12, it's 0.75. Right, 0.75, that's 75%. So on the RPE scale, 10 is the absolute max number. So what's 75% of 10? That's 7.5. That's your RPE. So it's pretty simple. As you use RPE, you need to remember a couple of things. One being that 10 is the absolute max number, as I've mentioned a couple of times already. And the other thing is that you need to continue to modulate as your workouts go on. So let's say you're doing 5 sets of that lat pull down. In that first set, 12 felt like your absolute max, but you might start to fatigue a little bit more by set 4, set 5, and that 12 number might go down to 11 or 10. So you got to continually reassess and modulate what the absolute max is to get a more accurate RPE. In my opinion, RPE is best for sets of 8 reps or higher. But what if you are working in a lower rep range? Then I think you should be using 1 rep max percentages. What's a 1 rep max? A 1 rep max is the maximum weight that you could lift for 1 rep. How do you test that? Well, you don't actually have to lift that weight. You can actually pick a weight that you could do for multiple reps to test for it, right? For example, if you wanted to test your 1 rep max on the bench press, you could, after you do a significant warm-up, let's say you do 3 sets at 4 to 6 RPE with gradually increasing weight, and then you pick a weight that you could lift for around 4 to 5 reps, right? So you pick a weight like that, and with a spotter, you do that set, and you do as many reps as possible, and you don't leave a single rep in the tank, right? You just go to your absolute max, and then you can figure out your 1 rep max from there. So you take the weight and the number of reps that you did, and you enter those numbers in a 1 rep max calculator. I will leave a link in the description below for a good 1 rep max calculator. And then you can figure out your percentages from there. You could plan your workouts accordingly. For example, let's say week 1 of your training program, when you train the bench, your maximum weight could be 80%, and then you just work your way up to that 80% of your 1 rep max. Then the week after it could be 85%, and maybe in the last on the peak week it'll be like close to 90%, maybe a little bit under that. So you could plan your workouts that way, and use your 1 rep max percentages like that in order to get gradual progress. And I also would suggest that you could test and retest your 1 rep maxes every 3 to 4 months. Okay, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click on the like button and share it on social media. And if you like my content, please subscribe. Thank you very much.